Hi there, Z here, and welcome to my review of Void Bastards. Oh my god, YouTube. Okay, that's the name of the game. It's called Void Bastards. Okay, I'll play by your rules, okay? I'll switch it around a little bit. Okay. Hi there, Z here, and welcome to my review of Void Bitches. Oh my god, if bitches is way lower on the swear scale, okay. Asshats, assholes, jerk faces, oh my god, scoundrels, hooligans, oh, I don't know, okay, Void, guys of a certain negative connotation, that aren't too pleasant to be around. Oh, I thought I got it. I thought it was right there. I'm getting close. I have to be. Avoid guys or girls of a certain negative connotation who aren't too pleasant to be around. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, a little bit of rewrites, but I think we'll get it. Okay. Hi there. I forgot what I was going to say. Enjoy the review. I fucking hate this website. Welcome to Void Bastards, a game where you take control of a dehydrated criminal imprisoned in a chip bag to be sent on multiple quests to abandoned ships, crawling with aliens and corrupted human beings to scavenge food, ammunition, and random scraps to help you survive one more day in your feeble attempt to collect items for an abusive British robot. Sounds fun, right? Well, hold up there a little bit because we have some background to fill up. This is a shooter roguelike game developed by Blue Manchu Studios and is simply drenched with nerd nostalgia. From the comic book theme that's not only in cutscenes but annoyingly in the gameplay as well, to the 2D models walking around a 3D environment that would give Doom or Duke Nukem fans a hard-on. Void Bastards is a game that definitely has its roots in games of old, but has more to it than that, and sometimes some humorous dialogue and the Borderlands-esque looking art style. Sure, the first level, you're just trying to get a grasp of the game, and you're running around, and you're trying to find out what to do and where to go, when it suddenly ends with a...
Looks like we lost some survivors. Do sweep and clear the ship.
You were supposed to die here scene. Absolutely. I mean, literally. The programmers tell you this exactly in the vain hopes that you won't seppuku yourself in shame that you lost on the first level, but don't worry. It's not just the developers being dicks. I mean, let's be fair. I'm gonna dial back on that a bit, because whenever you institute a level where you're supposed to die, it's kind of a dick move. But there's a point to this. You guys ever see that movie, Edge of Tomorrow, where my secret fantasy comes true that Tom Cruise dies violently only to come back to square one and die over and over and over again in worse and worse ways? Yeah, that's what this game is. Except you don't come back as Tom Cruise, thanks Xenu for that. No, you get a fresh, brand spanking new powdered prisoner to take on you to your next quest to ransack every inch of several hundred starships, but it's not gonna be the same run-of-the-mill tattooed gang member that you died on previously. Oh no, just like any other roguelike game, that whore random number generator drunkenly enters the game to ruin your birthday party and come back with multiple new men or women with brand new traits, be them good or bad. See this guy? This guy's been smoking Juul since he was 16 years old and listening to the Decemberists in his parents' basement. So, he has a really bad cough, which means that he can give away his position at any time when he's trying to sneak around the ship with no health or ammo or anything to defend himself with, and obviously he's gonna get murdered. And what about this guy? He can sometimes go to other ships without using any fuel because he's a pro like that, but he really can't shoot worth a shit. And what about this guy? Well, he's a midget. I'll leave that up to you on whether that's a good or bad thing, but you can see what I'm trying to say. Each person has their own uniqueness to them that can either be a burden or what gives you the upper hand. And by now, I'm sure you guys have picked up on the artistic style that these developers were going for, and to be fair, they did it really well. It looks really great. Like, nothing is super ugly, nothing's really lazy, everything is nice and crisp and cartoony, and it's really fun to play around in. It's all dripping with that nostalgia of yesteryear that I mentioned before, but who cares about that? I already talked about it. What is the point of this game, right? What does the whole end game look like? Well, being a prisoner of the state, Galaxy, Nebula, I don't really know what they go by here, but you need to be made a citizen, and to become a citizen, you need a citizen card to become a legitimate member of society, which means you need to collect a couple items out there in the universe. So you jump from starship to starship faster than light style to gather enough food, fuel, ammunition, and random pieces of junk to expand your arsenal of weapons and traps to fight the enemies encountered on said ships. Because let me tell you, some enemies are easy to push around as long as you look down the sight correctly, but there are definitely some ones out there that you might need to do a little bit more than shoot in the head and then run around like a deranged crack addict. In fact, this game even promotes the thinking outside of the box material as a technique to fight all of these monsters, which, yeah, there are some things like luring a really hard to kill enemy into a room and then jettisoning them out into space, but besides that, there's really not a lot of things that you can use to kill the enemies. I mean, you can utilize locking the doors when you're in trouble. You can throw a cat robot down as a diversion, plant some proximity mines, turn off the power to the entire station so the robot security doesn't mess with you, but you can't shut doors anymore. But for the most part, you'll just probably use your pistol to kill the enemies and then the poison weapons to kill the armored enemies. I don't know, maybe I'm just not a creative enough guy and couldn't be fucked to try new things, but using the right weapons on the right enemies is pretty much key in my opinion. Anyway, so after dying a few times at the beginning because you don't realize that you can't just, craft more bullets when you run out of them until you read it on the forums, and now you have to use your alternative weapons you haven't upgraded at all or don't even know what they fucking do because, well, the pistol is just the most effective weapon in my opinion, and obviously, if you give all of your attention to one weapon trap combo, you'll eventually run out of said weapon ammunition quicker than my dad ran out on my mom. Then you'll need to travel to certain ships that are known for stocking those bullets, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna get the ones that you want. Rather, it might be one of the other 4 weapons that you've unlocked and you haven't been bothered with so far. So, in short, go fuck yourself. Diversity is our strength. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But after grinding for 7 hours and you finally understand the enemies and the ships and the easiest flight pass and what you need to get further on in the game and everything, and you gather the necessary items to make your citizen card, I guess that's it, right? Endgame. That's pretty much it, right? It was a pretty good time, and yeah, I killed several hours, and you know what? This game was pretty fun to play with. Maybe the whole point of this game is to make citizens out of a bunch of prisoners, so everyone can be a productive member of the society, and the more stuff that you unlock, the more prisoners you get to free, and maybe that's the whole point of the game.
Oh dear. It looks like you've tried to use an unregistered citizen card. Did you forget to register your citizen card with HR? I'm sorry, do you want to use the HR computer? Because that would require the HR computer to have not been stolen. Don't worry, I'm sure you can find the parts to construct one.
Oh! Well, or they could treat it like a bottle of scotch at the end of a fishing line and tug me along a little bit further, so I have not finished the game before I made this review. Fantastic! I am the best reviewer on YouTube. Honestly, by that point, I kind of had my final thoughts on the game, which are not that bad. The difficulty curve near the beginning when you died because you thought the staple shotgun weapon would be better against the big burly tank enemies because it's in the name, it's a shotgun. It's supposed to do more damage, but really, it doesn't. It does as much damage as if a gnat bumped into him, but When you get kicked around for a bit and you understand which ships have health and ammo and food and fuel specifically, so you can plan your navigation routes better and find which weapons work for each enemy, it's really not that bad. Really fun at some parts, kind of grindy at others, great looking graphics with an interesting artistic concept of creating the entire thing to look like panels of a comic book is making the whole thing worth at least a look, but definitely watch other people's YouTube videos or Twitch streams or something before coming to your decision because, oof, $30. $30. I don't know if I can agree to $30 exactly. I mean, I got mine for a sizable percentage off because, hey, you give me enough time, I'll buy a video game because if it goes cheap, I mean, cheap bastard right here, guys. I mean, there is a reason why I only drink the cheapest whiskey that I steal off of the homeless in my town, okay? I like to think I'm doing them a solid, though. I mean, follow me through on this. Alcoholism is no substitution for happiness. Or something like that. I don't know. I read that from an AA pamphlet, so take of it what you will. Thank you very much, all, for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and cheers.